Well, the teams have been introduced to the crowd here at Hindmarsh, which is building by the minute. Adelaide City and Sydney Olympic. A tough assignment for the home side. It can be done. It's been done before. But a 4-1 first leg result for Sydney Olympic has certainly put them in good stead. We'll have a look at the Olympic team sheet. Adelaide, I beg your pardon. And, well, Lagati at the back. Mori might have a couple up in front with him. Day and Pelosi. Nathan Day coming into the side. Of course, they're missing the injured Alex Tobin and the suspended Angelo Costanzo. So some big holes for them to fill. And Olympic have brought in Sebastian Sinozic, number 12 there for George Goutzioulis. That's the one change to their side from last week that performed so well in Sydney. No real reason for them to mess with a formula that produced such a good game. Mendez and Marušić in midfield, so dominant, and up front Emerton and Cardozo. And Damian Mori, well, goals will be required of him tonight. We stand by for the anthem. Well, at 4 o'clock this afternoon, they pre-sold 10,000 seats for this revamped stadium, which holds 15,000. GST just a month or so away. But, it's a great soccer team tonight. Well, which of these two will go on? Only one can. And Michael Cartwright, well, a big night for him. It's a real dilemma for Adelaide because without Costanzo and Tobin, who are the real rocks on which their defence is built, it becomes difficult for them. Aurelio Vidmar must be creative and defensive at the same time. His international experience will be crucial for the Force's chances. I must say that the pitch is in immaculate order, and that's just what we'd hope for such an important match. Olympic, for their part, can't focus solely on defence, particularly because one extra goal here, one more goal from them, and the task is almost beyond Adelaide. So Mori, the on-field captain. And it looks like Mori's won the toss. An early happy omen, perhaps, for Adelaide City Force. So we're just about set at Hindmarsh, and the crowd is keen to make a lot of noise. Gerry Connolly, 41 years old, from Melbourne, and 150th game for him in the NSL. He's very keen for us to point out we were giving him one more year than he had. 41, and looking good on it too, Gerry. So it's Olympic in the blue shirts. Adelaide City Force in their traditional black and white. And these fans have come here knowing it's a difficult job, but if there's a side that can do it, it's Adelaide. All the officials are happy. The start is imminent.
And as history proves, Steve, they've done it before in finals football.
Well, the job starts right now. Break it down into half-hour sections, if you like. They need a goal every half an hour. And it's Wilson on the left. They can start dangerously and quickly. They scored the start of the second half inside the first 20 seconds last week. And Emerton was being held by Lagati. And Adelaide must be awake in the opening minutes. They have conceded early goals in matches this season. So Mendez and Marušić over the ball. Mendez it'll be. It's curling in. Punched away cleanly by Adrian Cagalj. I guess we can call that a first touch.
Beautiful delivery it was. It had to be. Cagalj was just as good and quick to get out and punch that one clear without Tobin. His first game for a long time, Steve, missing.
Look at the Adelaide formation, and it's very interesting.
Well, it looks odd, doesn't it, without Alex Tobin in there. Cartwright comes in. Vidmar in the unfamiliar role at sweeper, but very attacking. They're trying to push players forward, and Pelosi, Day and Mori. And Mori has scored a lot of goals here in the past couple of months.
And comes all the way back to Cagalj. And a quick look at Olympic.
Not much change, as you suggested, Steve. Thomas comes into the right, but he may have to defend a little more than he looks there. Mendez with a very important role with the other big M in Marušić. They have to feed Emerton and Cardozo as quickly as they can.
And a good clearance out of his box by Cagalj. Sabljak up the line, but straight to Olympic. Marušić. Oh, a beautiful turn. Absolutely did Sabljak, who had to give away the foul. The skills of Marušić.
Yeah, beautiful skills. There's no doubt that he's just over-exaggerated that one a little bit. But no doubt there was a foul there, and Olympic looking very sharp early, as we expected.
That ball has just drifted over the sideline. So the equation is 3-0. We'll get Adelaide City through.
And Aurelio Vidmar just pointing out to Gerry Connolly that Marušić has deliberately kicked that ball away, and wisely Gerry Connolly just having a word there with Krešimir.
Just to continue the mathematics, 4-1 to Adelaide means extra time, and that's the only score that will. Cardozo squirts it wide to Thomas. And Sabljak is there. And the throw-in is Olympics. Look to take it quickly to Mendez. Vidmar arrives. Well, every Adelaide player must be a defender when they don't have the ball.
Disappointing crowd tonight, boys. Don't reckon it's up around that 9,000 like they said.
Well, they're trying to assure us, John, weren't they, that they pre-sold 10,000, but perhaps that was an elastic figure, or a few late arrivals. But 8 o'clock kickoff in Adelaide certainly gives people plenty of time to get here from work. Perhaps there are still some coming. We hope so. Sabljak to take the throw in, 3.5 gone. And Olympic have had the best of the early minutes. A few travelling Olympic fans here. And Pelosi is fouled by Baillie in a potentially dangerous situation for Olympic. Played in early, headed clear by Juric. And Wilson was coming back from injury last week and was injured late in the game. It's good to see him on the pitch, the talented left-sided player. Mori. Throw into Adelaide.
Damian Mori taking 2 players wherever he goes.
Well, 3 or 4 would be good. Hassell with a throw into Vidmar. Good first up control from Aurelio. Puts in, well, a half-hearted shot. Cardozo to Mendez, and doesn't get such a good ball back. Hassell taking no chances, but he had more time than he thought. Mendez to Marušić. First touch though came from Kemp. We'll work it over to the right to Thomas. Cardozo. Marušić looking for Cardozo, but Vidmar read it early and well. Important interception. Well, Baillie has muscled Pelosi out of that one. Emerton breaks away from Lagati. Emerton. Well, nothing in that low cross, fortunately, for Adelaide and Cagalj. But, he looks just as quick as he did last week, Alan.
He does. He looks very sharp early, doesn't he, Emerton? He just likes to get the ball out in front and take players on, such as the confidence after the 2 he scored last week.
And down is Lindsay Wilson, who went up and over his player and landed flat on his back. I hope he's no worse than winded. And must be right to rejoin the game. He's upright. All right, Hassell. Unspotted on the right. Kemp can pick his mark. Far post ball, looks a good one! And a corner. Best moment of the match so far for Adelaide City.
And you can see Juric just telling his players how important it is to get behind the ball. The delivery was beautiful. And fortunately for Adelaide, they had 2 against 1.
The corner comes in. Hassell lobs it back in. Punch clear. And John Perosh going to make the urgent clearance. And it's come back in and everyone's onside. Mori. And the Olympic defence really being tested here, and it's brought some noise from the crowd. An early goal would be just what they're after.
The crowd really noisy tonight, boys. They're really up for this game.
Well, whatever they might be lacking in expected numbers, they're going to make up for in noise, perhaps. Perosh comes, and that's a good take.
That's exactly what the defenders look for. Goalkeeper to come out in pressure situations, as Perosh did there. Just relieves it a little bit because Olympics still look very dangerous on the break.
And here they are, Wilson. Cardozo. Takes a dummy swipe. Cardozo. No, not his best shot, but he was a long way out.
And that's the danger of Pablo. He can just pull the trigger when most players aren't expecting it. Obviously, that one wasn't on target. Very important that the marking rolls are tight early in the game. One man there, as we know, Cardozo, scored a lot of goals. And how can we forget Damian Mori at the other end? Sinozic, a very important role tonight to pick up Damian Mori.
Oh, Hassell flew. Wilson just puts it optimistically up the line. Yes, Mori must fire. He scored a total of 11 goals in 5 of their last 6 wins at home. So he's a key figure here at Hindmarsh in their victories. Cartwright and Cardozo. Oh, what a ball. But Vidmar's there. And Mori plays himself out of danger so coolly. Sinozic was tracking Mori and gave him something to go on with. The referee has seen it, but wants to play on. Hassell puts a cross in, and the defence is there. And once more the shot. They can't keep it down. I think it was Hassell that time. Or, beg your pardon, Sabljak or Kemp. Get it right eventually. It's Kemp.
Both teams are trying to get the ball wide, sorry Steve, at the moment, and it seems to be paying dividends. Good crosses coming into the boxes.
Well, it's important that Gerry Connolly keeps an eye on Sinozic, because I thought that tackle before was just a little bit late.
Mori has 8 goals in finals games. None last week. Veart, the only goal scorer. The crowd on that side doing the refereeing for Gerry Connolly. I'm sure he saw it the same way, but they're letting him know. Vidmar playing very deep. Cartwright. Vidmar needs to get it across the pitch. He might have presented that to Emerton. Players really committing themselves to the ball, which is what you want to see. Scott Thomas breaks it down the right. Emerton. No whistle, it's the throw in. Well, both teams will be grateful, Alan, that last week and this we've got such a good pitch on which to showcase their skills.
Well, they don't come much better. It's like a bowling green out there, Hindmarsh Stadium this evening. And they're the sort of fouls that they've really got to try and pick up. And it's important, especially for Adelaide. They try and milk, dare I say it, try and milk as many of those free kicks as they can and get players forward.
And Pelosi, who was fouled then, he's also got to keep his head. Can be a bit fiery, but the fouls accumulate and Olympic could be in trouble. Sinozic on Mori. Mori gets away from him. Oh, how did that not go in? Across the face of goal.
And that's the difference with Damian Mori. He's such a good marksman that defenders, regardless of their qualities, know that you've got to be very, very careful inside the box. And Sinozic knew that he couldn't really lay too much more of a hand on Mori there, and his experience just wriggled by and got the shot nearly on target.
Had no angle to work with, and yet he still felt he was going to threaten the Olympic goal.
And the crowd are doing the rest.
Now Pelosi can get away from Baillie. Thomas arrives, help out. Pelosi can't win that duel. Mendez says, let's get it out of here. Marušić is offside. He's coasting down there, not caring almost. But, looks like Carl Veart has had a little bit much to say, and Gerry Connolly is having a bit to say to him in turn.
The injuries may have weakened Adelaide at the back, but with Vidmar and Cartwright, there's certainly a lot more pace to go with the runs of the players like Emerton and Cardozo.
Well, the main difference is that they're bringing the ball out very quickly. They're traditionally used to progressing the ball slowly through the wide men at the back, but Vidmar likes to play the game fast and deliver it early forward, and he's doing it very well.
Wilson gets it away. Nathan Day hasn't had too much of the play so far. Lagati. Sabljak. Throw in. Thomas checking the defence. Day in and away. Pelosi gets a cross in. And Perosh dives over his opponent in Nathan Day, who good-spiritedly gives him a slap on the back. The clearance from Perosh. So nearly 14 minutes gone, and Adelaide must continue to be patient. Created 2 or 3 good chances. A goal will come if they keep those chances coming. Cardozo. Cardozo. Oh, tipped around by Cagalj, and perhaps that was on target.
Oh, that was definitely looking like the corner, that one, Steve. Beautiful skill again. Just some nice skill to check away from the defender there, and that's twice that Cardozo's got free just outside of range. And that time his strike was a lot more venomous. Cagalj with a good touch.
Cardozo congratulating Cagalj on the save. And consider the tension in this match. It's good to see that kind of sportsmanship. Oh, Cagalj parries again. Oh, it's 2 good saves in a minute. And Day has brought down Thomas.
Well, that was a great reflex save. The delivery was good. Plenty of power in it, and caught Adelaide asleep there, really. Was cleared in the end, but certainly initially the Olympic players were thinking that the ball may have crossed the line, but Cagalj had it pretty well covered.
Thomas to Baillie. Olympics turn to mount the pressure. Emerton. Trying for the back heel, but it was well read. Breakout on Nathan Day. Won't quite reach Sabljak, but it squirts wider to Veart. Mori's on a run. And it was in between Mori and Perosh. It was betwixt and between.
Good determination there. Veart may be in two minds whether to have a shot or try and find Mori, which is the most likely target. In the end, just didn't quite do either.
Well, Mori had slipped his marker, and in retrospect, that was the option, wasn't it? It's all very fine, though, from here on replay. Tell Veart what to do. Plenty of endeavour about this Adelaide effort tonight. Well, there's no tomorrow. Mendez downed by Pelosi.
Well, that's unnecessary, that tackle there from Pelosi. We'll pick it up on the slower view. You can just see that he follows through there. Mendez was certainly fouled, and Gerry Connolly will have a difficult task shortly as to whether he brings that yellow card out for the first time.
4 fouls against Adelaide, 3 against Olympic. Mendez is all right. It's Baillie. Gets it to the edge of the area. Emerton with the back header and goal kick.
No question, Steve, there's still a lot of passion in the players out there this evening. Olympic feel that this is probably their biggest hurdle. If they can get over Adelaide and get to the next stage, they probably fancy themselves a little more than most.
I think all the teams will be happy if Adelaide don't make it past tonight, Steve. Most of the coaches were very obviously wary of their great run to the finals, and we'll be glad to see the back of them.
Yes, we suggested to Branko Čulina before the match that he'd be doing 4 other teams a favour if he managed to eliminate Adelaide tonight. It's a long way from happening just yet. Vidmar. Veart. Doesn't reach Mori, who was the target. Juric made sure of that. Everybody in the right half of the field. Bar Cagalj, of course. Vidmar keeps it on the deck, taking the direct route. The shot is not an effective one from Sabljak.
Yeah, that's nice. Good option there from Vidmar. Plenty of thought going into that ball. The finish wasn't what they wanted, Adelaide, but certainly Vidmar looks like he's played in the sweeper's role all his life.
Lagati was first to that day. Vidmar. He's going to get through a lot of work back there. Looking for Pelosi. And Baillie had positioned himself too well. Kemp. Half a touch to it. And Mendez. Mendez with skills. Sinozic now. And Emerton. So they're playing the ball around confidently, Olympic. They don't look nervous about the evening's assignment, which is a lot easier for them than Adelaide.
Well, they'll be loving this surface. It really suits their football style and the Mendez and Marušić type players, and definitely the pace of Emerton. He's been well contained so far, Steve, but once that ball gets out in front on this surface, Emerton can do anything.
Lagati. Marušić confessed to having a slightly sore back prior to the match. Isn't going to stop him playing tonight. And a comfortable take for Cagalj. Matthew Kemp, take it up over halfway if he chooses. Lets one go early. Sinozic back there. Mori, put down by Cardozo, and that's the way Gerry Connolly read it. Not happy with his opponent.
Such is the competitive nature of strikers, particularly leading strikers. Damian Mori, certainly no exception there.
Mendez looks around for some company. There isn't much in blue. Has to back himself. Oh, Hassell has fouled him. That's not a good one. He's going to be spoken to and perhaps carded. He is. Hassell, first caution of the match.
Well, you could feel it coming, Steve, couldn't you? There was a couple of very close calls. Gerry Connolly, very experienced, as we said, his 150th game. But he had no option there. The ball player certainly dazzled two players with skill, and the third one a little bit over the top there from Hassell. Krešimir Mendez okay, and that's important for the Olympic fans that have travelled down from Sydney. There's a few here tonight.
Yeah, they're doing their best to make noise to match the locals. And just at the moment, Olympic holding Adelaide at arm's length. Marušić leaves it for Wilson. Mendez, a little suspicion of handball there, which the Adelaide players appealed for. Connolly was only metres away.
Oh, I think there was a little smile of agreement there from Mendez as well.
Juric to Marušić. And Gerry Connolly is not interested in that fall from Marušić. And in fact gives him a little warning on the run, I think. He doesn't want to see any of that kind of dive spoiling the spirit of this match. Oh, Vidmar. Just clearing the head of Emerton to find Lagati. It is not easy progress for Adelaide into that third of the pitch.
Olympic will be delighted with this. 22 minutes gone, and only that Mori shot really to speak of as a threat on goal.
Yes, the first goal, if Adelaide are to get out of jail here, really, it must come before half-time. Pelosi. Oh, now how's Gerry Connolly see this? Krešimir Mendez rushing over and saying, look, if Marušić dived before, what was that?
There's no doubt in my mind that he's really trying to feign the referee. Gerry Connolly's had a understandable chat with Pelosi, and he's letting the Olympic players know that he's in charge of the game, and he sees it the way he sees it, and we'll carry on. Thanks very much.
Claudio Pelosi doesn't understand much English, but I'm sure he understood what Gerry Connolly was saying to him then.
A few visual cues would have been taken on board, I'm sure. Oh, here's Emerton. Lagati arrives. Emerton's lost track of the ball for a moment. And Juric plays it back to Perosh. They're looking good, Olympic. Considering Olympic had a very indifferent last month or so of the competition, for them to suddenly produce their very best football last week, you could almost say Adelaide were unlucky.
Yeah, well, I think they've also got their best players back, haven't they? Juric has come back, obviously, into the side, creates a bit more balance there. And now that the other players that have had niggly injuries look a lot sharper, Mendez and Marušić, they will be the team that the other finals contenders will be wary of. Let's not forget they led the table for a long time this season, Steve.
Yes, for this part of 3 months. Diving header to clear. Lagati. And Baillie committed to that. Cartwright. Really attempting to push forward. Vidmar, Lagati. Just need something to break for them on these crosses. Kemp! Oh, he was appealing. He felt he'd been fouled in the box, I think. I don't know how or in what way. Perhaps a replay will reveal.
Well, regardless, he's just got to go on with it. He's either got to try and get a good first touch, as he didn't, and not try and appeal for something that wasn't really there.
Well, there was just the faintest hint of a shirt pull, but it was nothing.
I know it's sometimes easy from here, Steve, but they've really got to try and play the ball on the deck as much as they can, because Baillie and Juric certainly look more comfortable with the high ball.
Thomas. Now Emerton. Oh, Cardozo was in a headlock. Wilson. As Lagati had his arm around Cardozo, and they weren't making friends. Anyway, on with it. No whistle again. Sabljak, perhaps the aggrieved party that time. Kohler. Kohler had such a good game on Mori last week. Now Emerton on the right. Vidmar taking as much time as he dares. And they don't look too sure coming out of defence sometimes, Adelaide, but you can understand that with the absence of Tobin and Costanzo. They're really playing a different shape too, Alan.
Yeah, they're just coming out so quickly. It's really awkward to watch them like that because we're so used to even bringing Ivanovic's name into the scene. Him and Tobin have been a part of that defence for so long. You just get used to their style of play, and Vidmar certainly throws a different aspect on it.
The Olympic midfield is really pressing well too, not giving the guys in for Adelaide any space at all.
Marušić and Lagati, good little duel within the match. Pelosi got to it first, but Baillie there second. Veart and Vidmar. Vidmar trying to get rid of Cardozo. Mori! Oh, Perosh blocks him. Thomas. And another good chance for Mori. But Perosh positioned himself well. And on come Olympic, looking for Wilson was Cardozo. Hassell. Oh, Cagalj wasn't expecting that. Another look at Mori's chance, Alan.
Well, put that one down to Vidmar. He created that, but that was a world-class touch from Veart that set up Mori. And how important will that save be from Perosh? He pulled one off of similar importance last week, but the qualities there were really good to watch, particularly the little flick with the outside of the foot from Veart.
Kohler. Well, it could be that if the chances don't go for a little while, 2 or 3 of them will go quickly. So that's what Adelaide must at least tell themselves.
Yeah, well, the pressure will mount, won't it, Steve? Adelaide started so well in the first 10 minutes last week and missed 2 or 3 good chances. And so far, you'd have to say that they've had the better of the opportunities in this match.
It's out off the boot of Sinozic, so Hassell to come over and take it. Cartwright. Nearly half an hour gone. Still no score. Sinozic away towards Emerton. And Vidmar needs to get there quickly as Thomas was closing in. Cagalj. Hassell's done well. And Day's left that behind him, but Juric first there. Pelosi pressuring. Adelaide City's last loss at home was in February, 2-1 to Perth. And a tremendous record in the second half of the season here. Oh, and that didn't come off as Kohler was expecting or hoping. But There was no one from Adelaide expecting that trajectory either.
That was a lovely back pass.
Perosh gets plenty of air under that one. They're all waiting for it. Hassell finally gets boot to ball. Mori over the top of Mendez. A moment of madness midfield, and now Emerton breaks away with it. Mendez and Lagati now. Lagati allowed to run. Well, Day was partly obstructed on his way through, but Connolly read nothing in it. It was just a bare touch. Good run from Lagati. Day again. Can't quite win the corner. Now the cross comes in, but nobody there. Marušić. Good throw from Perosh, set him on his way. Now Sinozic, bit of space in midfield. It's quickly closing now on Mendez. Fouled by Lagati.
Well, this will be very close to a yellow card. Gerry Connolly having a good think about it. There's no doubt that they were coming in opposite directions, and that may be the reason that Gerry won't go for the yellow, but he causes some problems. Mendez tried to get out of the way probably, and that's what's made the difference between producing the card and not. But dangerous times for Adelaide, because the midfield with Marušić and Mendez playing the 1-2s and keeping possession like that really gives them no opportunity to support the front 2 and 3 of the Adelaide strike force.
Cardozo is too much altitude. Well, 32 minutes gone, and Adelaide not having scored. The last thing they can afford is for Olympic to.
That'll be a big mountain to climb, won't it, if Olympic can get an away goal.
Alan, you and I were also here when down 2-1, Adelaide won 6-2 against Brisbane. So they're capable of it. That too, I'm sure, would have been discussed prior to the match. They are a side that can score heavily and quickly. Cartwright. And the corner conceded.
That's a great ball from Cartwright. That's the sort of ball that Mori thrives on. He wasn't quite early enough to get to that one, but what a great delivery.
Hassell takes the corner quickly. And we've got players offside there. Mori. See Mori a good 2-3 metres offside there.
Well, that's good defending. Give Olympic a pat on the back. They came out as a nice straight unit there. To leave Mori in an offside position like that is a testament that you're working very hard with the communication.
Just getting back to that Brisbane game, Adelaide scored 5 goals in the second half. Now, that would be more than enough, but they wouldn't like to go to half-time without having scored. I think you'd put Olympic in a slightly higher category than Brisbane, even though Brisbane too had their share of leading the competition in the first 8 weeks.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. The civil difference, I suppose, is it's finals football. There's so much more close marking and tension down there. You just don't really expect it, but the stats can always prove us wrong.
The most important 10 minutes of Adelaide's season probably coming up now.
Yeah, they've got to do something in the next 10, one would think. Cartwright. Juric finds Cardozo. They give themselves so much time over the ball, the likes of Cardozo and Mendez and Marušić. Onside is Emerton. Emerton pulled it back for Mendez. Cardozo. Wilson! It's there! Oh, there were several chances, and their last option was the effective one. Cagalj bitterly disappointed, and the away goal, is that the killer? Just his second of the season.
And that is the man that everyone dreads. The Adelaide fans will not be happy with that, because they had 2 or 3 good opportunities to clear that one, and in the end, it's all down to Emerton's pace. The quality was the cutback, the communication was brilliant, the initial dummy, and Wilson was just too quick.
He got an accidental back heel there from Cardozo. There was an element of luck about that for Olympic.
But the finish was great, and unfortunately Cagalj was very unsighted.
Well, Wilson, this might be a very important goal indeed. It's just, you have to feel, I mean, odds suggest that that's the clincher.
Well, they've got to score 5, it's as simple as that.
4-1 would give them extra time.
The crowd have certainly dropped their intensity with that goal. You can really sense they feel that maybe it is all over now.
Sabljak and Kohler with the better of it. Sabljak comes again. Kohler with a miss hit. Pelosi. Oh, Day didn't put much on the shot. He was looking for a teammate and nearly found one. Hassell. Hassell gives himself some more time, keeps it on the deck. A lesson they seem to have learnt in the last few minutes. They're keeping the balls lower into the Olympic penalty area. Oh, Vidmar runs into Sabljak.
He's nearly injured his own player.
Veart! Oh, unleashed a beauty. Not on target, though.
Well, you could just feel the 2 and 3 minutes of desperation from the Adelaide team there. Wasn't finished with a goal, but certainly a lot of passion and a lot of courage. Such is the character of this side, especially at home. They know, as we do, that they need to get a goal very, very quickly to give them any sort of chance. And my word, aren't Olympic really defending well? Even Emerton was back in the box.
Well, they barely had the opportunity to say that Adelaide needed to do something in the last 10 minutes of the half. And it was Olympic who did it. Mendez and throw-in. The urgency with which Adelaide are playing, I think it was the last 5 minutes of the second half. Sabljak. Kemp takes it away from goal. Marušić back helping. There's an offside against Pelosi. And Gerry Connolly saw the flag and said, play on.
A good decision there from the referee. Much more advantage for Olympic with that ball almost coming through for Emerton.
Veart. Sabljak, a little bit of space to work with, chips it forward. Sinozic. Mendez, and they can just play it around, as even early in the match, time so much on Olympic side. Emerton. The goal scorer, Wilson. He's often been allowed a bit much space on this side. He's over the top of Emerton. That's one defender. It was Lagati who went flying over Emerton.
Well, this will do Olympics confidence the world of good, leading into the next stage, as they probably will. They've got the opportunity now at 5-1 to just knock the ball around. And that was desperate stuff. You just wonder if it's 5-1 the other way. The referee's got a little bit of thinking to do there, because it certainly looked like a foul.
Emerton, strong. Oh, Emerton, here he comes. Emerton! Oh, he's missed it. I can't believe it. Well, he's such a clinical taker. Grabbed 2 last week. Oh, I was backing him in there, Alan.
Well, Frank Farina, the national coach, is here tonight, so maybe Emerton's trying to show that he can play as an out-and-out striker, but certainly didn't have the finish that we saw from him last week. Very disappointed, because there's a good opportunity for an early rest for some players if they can get another one here. He seems to get faster, Brett Emerton. It's great for the Olympics, isn't it, that he's really coming to a peak part of his season.
Kemp can't keep his feet. Marušić. And it's a cheap foul. Hassell gives away.
Well, they've got to be careful, Adelaide. The season may be nearing the end.
New ball.
They don't want to do it tough with 10 players.
This new ball required. Maybe Carl Veart knocked the stuffing out of the last one with his shot a couple of minutes ago. So just a few minutes left in the first half. It's not the scoreline Adelaide fans wanted to see. Cartwright may not hear Cardozo coming. Yes, he does. I'm sure he was warned by a teammate. And it's a good ball to find Day. Kohler slows things down, conceding the throw-in. Pelosi. And they shift it right to Lagati.
The body language of the Adelaide players is starting to show that negative sign, I think.
Well, you can understand that. As much as they might try and shut it out of their minds, they know they've got to score 4 goals, 4 unanswered goals now, just to get extra time. Mori over Mendez. Mendez showing a frustration, indicates he thinks he's being fouled too much.
No, that's right. It's very easy for smaller players like that to go to ground. And sometimes it is the frustrated word. We've all been guilty of it.
Sorry about that.
No, you're right.
Mendez feeling his right knee there. Hope there's no problems. He seems to be okay.
He's had 4 knee operations. And another knee problem this year. Suffered on his birthday, I think, in March. Oh, now Hassell's close to a card here. Well, the second one. He's got to be careful. He's already got one.
Oh, that'll be very much his last chance. He just got lured into that by the silky skills of Krešimir Marušić. Just have a look at this. He just lures Hassell into it, flicks the ball away, and has his legs taken out from under him. And that is the sad part when you're being outplayed.
Well, he was looking to sneak that in near post, I think, Marušić. So Cagalj was back towards the middle of the goal mouth, but we'll stick with Mori. Veart looms in support. Sabljak. Vidmar. Wonder if Vidmar's role will change if the score doesn't. Juric. And some frustration being vented in some less than attractive tackles, I think, by Adelaide. Thomas. So the ball he received from Baillie. Oh, and just a little punch flick away from Cardozo. Well, here's a good ball to Pelosi. Pelosi. He's got Hassell to his right. Pelosi. It's there! A wonderful goal from Claudio Pelosi. I think Perosh lost track of that. Took a deflection perhaps. He can't believe it. It'll be worth another look.
Yeah,
Pelosi backed himself.
Sorry, Steve, I think there's no doubt it did take a deflection. We may get a better look at it here on the second view. Great skills, though. The through ball was quality. Pelosi did well, stood two of them up, thought about it, drilled it with the left foot, and I think there was a slight deflection there. And Perosh, no chance. You'll pick it up now. Yep, maybe even two of them, but certainly the goalkeeper very unsighted. And listen to the crowd.
Another look at this lovely left foot strike from Pelosi. And no chance for Perosh. Yes, the deflection there, and it's put him off, and it's put Adelaide back into the game, but they've got to keep Emerton out now. He does this so easily. Keeps it on the deck. Vidmar outstretched with a left foot to deny Cardozo a look at it. And away he comes.
30 seconds left of the half.
Well, that's time enough for a second. Wouldn't that lift them? Screaming for it is Kemp. He gets it. Not a bad first touch. And Perosh is allowed to let that one go.
Well, once again, just the wrong option. The ball needs to be delivered low into their feet. And that ball from Kemp, just a little bit inexperienced. Very hard with the crowd and the rush of blood, but Mori's looking for that one on the deck. But the game's alive again, and that's important.
Well, Gerry Connolly blows the whistle to end. An eventful first half. The crowd endeavouring to lift Adelaide. That goal in the 45th minute for Pelosi has just given them that hope. 3 more they need in the second half to force extra time. 4 more to win it. And at half-time at Hindmarsh Stadium, second leg of the elimination semi, Adelaide 1, Olympic 1. Well, regardless of whether Adelaide progressed past this match this season, there has been a remarkable story. Their climb out of the cellar to qualify in 4th position. It's been an extraordinary effort, and one which will no doubt be talked about for years to come.
For the first 11 weeks of the season, Adelaide Force fans were faced with a common sight.
We had a few others, but I think this was the most testing part of my style with the club as a player or as a coach. And finally, we had the human resources to pull out, and the credit must go to players.
The club was being restructured with former Perth Wildcats general manager Ned Coaten at the helm as CEO. But given the tensions within the boardroom, it was easy to imagine the politics distracting the players from their on-field performances.
I don't think there was a distraction for the players. Things that go on off the park, left off the park, and I think the players were really concentrating on the job that they had to do, which is, the playing sort of side of it.
Then, in round 12, the same week Ned Coaten announced his resignation, something stirred.
Bit of chess going on. That's it! And Mori is onside. Mori slanted in past Perosh, and that's 2-0. Damian Mori got a dream ball.
That was a starting point, a 3-0 win against Northern Spirit, and we started setting a few goals after that and saying, okay, I can't remember who the following game was, but we said, okay, we played at home, we'll try to get another 3 points there, and then we went away and tried to get a point there, and we started setting goals, and slowly the points accumulated, and we got there at the end.
Between rounds 12 and 34, the Force picked up 49 points from 23 games, more than any other team. Adelaide won 10 and drew 1 of its final 12 games, scoring 30 goals and conceding just 11. And twice they won a club record 5 matches in a row. Alex Tobin says former striker Carl Veart was a major part of the revival.
Well, I think Carl's sort of resurgence, if you like, or for lack of another word, certainly helped things along. It was that Northern Spirit game where he was moved into defence and played up in centre half that game and for a defensive midfield position after that, and he certainly lifted things.
With Veart now driving forward from midfield, the Force were playing with an attacking abandon rarely seen by Zoran Madic's teams. So had the 3 times premiership coach changed his methods?
No, Zoran pretty much stayed the same. I think the big difference, we did train a lot harder, and he incorporated a lot more sessions during the week. So we started having Mondays and Tuesday double sessions, morning and night, and I think basically when you look at it at the end, the hard work really got us there.
And Adelaide could finally celebrate when a 3-1 victory over the Knights in round 34 rocketed the Force into 4th spot. But now it seems all Adelaide's hard work to make the finals may have come undone after just one game. Their 4-1 loss to Olympic in the first leg of their elimination final may be one obstacle that's impossible to overcome.
Emerton! Yes! Oh, my word! 18 seconds into the second half. 3-0. Emerton gets his second. Oh, is this a very quick exit for Adelaide City?
Well, it's going to be the biggest probably job that I had to encounter. We had the Sydney Olympic beating us 1-0 in Adelaide, and then we went to beat them in Sydney 3-1 to win the first ever championship. But that was easier job than what we got to do on this Friday.
And that's partly because of the final 5 minutes, where a red card to Angelo Costanzo and a 4th Olympic goal really upped the ante.
It really did change things. I mean, if you could argue that if the red card decision hadn't been a red card, it had been a yellow and Angelo had stayed on and we hadn't conceded a goal, we'd certainly you know, be looking at a 2-0 result on Friday, which is a lot more gettable.
There's something burning inside of me, and I'm sure most of the players felt we were very harshly done by the result on Sunday, and you know, quietly confident that we can get the 3 goals and get into the next stage of the finals.
But if you think this tie is all over, think again. On April 26, 1997, Adelaide lost 3-0 to Marconi in the first leg of their elimination semi-final. The second leg was played a week later at Norwood Oval.
And it breaks for Manillo. It's Manillo against the keeper, and it's 1-0 to Adelaide City. The corner comes in, missed by Catlin. Tome tries to get it in the net, and it's an own goal from Harper. Deep to the back post. Awarativi's missed it, and it's off the line. It's in the net. Here it comes. Yates jumping, as was Musitano. Adelaide City are through, and the crowd has gone berserk.
Now, I can certainly remember going into that game in a very sort of positive frame of mind. All the players were, and you know, pushing them in front of a enthusiastic home crowd, and the results came. And
that's had nothing to do with what's going to happen on Friday. On Friday, we just have to work hard, and we will get whatever we deserve.
Adelaide could well bow out of the finals race tonight, but if the Force were to win, after the season they've had, it would hardly be a surprise.
Well, they've still got a lot to do, though, as you look at that scoreline of 1-1, and the possession fairly evenly shared. And what do you make of those stats?
Well, sometimes they tell a lot, and for me, they certainly show that Adelaide have been a little frustrated, and they're a little bit more aggressive because they are creating a lot of fouls. But this game's not over. If Adelaide can get an early one, anything could happen.
That's what the crowd were waiting for.
Great shot. Test cricket, England and... V70 T5. It's all about...
That's what the crowd were waiting for. Well, the players are back out on the pitch, and unfortunately for Adelaide, the equation hasn't really changed much from the start of the game. They still need 3 goals. They've scored 1, but unfortunately so too of Olympic. But now 3 goals will only get them extra time. No changes to either side. Day and Pelosi standing over the ball for Adelaide. And if Adelaide are looking for any omens, they think back to that Brisbane game we referred to. They were moving right to left in the second half when they scored all their goals. They scored 5 that day. They need 3 just to stay alive. Emerton to Mendez. They certainly can't concede one as early as they did in the second half last week. 20 seconds gone, they won't, because it came inside that. Emerton, though, works his way into the corner, and Lagati wins the little challenge there. Is that a sign of things to come? Adelaide will hope so. Day. Mori runs into Sinozic, and just looking at the signals from Connolly there, he seemed to go a little bit each way. It seemed to indicate to me that Mori had gone down a little too easily, but still gave the foul.
Yeah, I think he immediately acknowledged that there certainly was a foul there, Damian, but no more. And they need an early goal more than they ever have, the Adelaide team.
Well, Veart, he's got to be 40 yards out, 35. So what's on? He's got Vidmar to his right. And he's got well under that.
Well caught by the policeman in the back row.
Yeah, about row 26, I think, John. And Alex Tobin, frustrated skipper, not able to take part in the match. Arch problem in the foot. And Adelaide have been into the Olympic penalty area 30 times. Olympic at the other end 20. Vidmar, what was your assessment of the new shape that Adelaide adopted tonight in the first half, Alan?
Well, I think they had to. They had to try and do whatever they could to try and force Olympic on the back foot. Day was a good option, probably one of the only options, but unfortunately they just tried to knock too many long balls or high balls, and certainly Day is a good target man, but he hasn't been playing as much as he would like to, and the big guys have cleaned it up at the back for Olympic.
Emerton, look at the speed. Emerton. Oh, Lagati came again. There's a bit of shirt pulling going on there, and Lagati fortunate to get away with it. Gerry Connolly says play on. The players going down without too much of assistance. Day. Hoping for a mistake from the Olympic defence. It's not forthcoming. Baillie to Thomas. A little clench of the fist from Baillie as that ball left the danger area. He knows that it was an important save, and he's happy to have found his man. Hope the viewers in New Zealand are enjoying the telecast this evening from Mendez. Back to Cardozo, that'll do it. Oh, no, it won't. It won't. He has missed a sitter. That would have been good night.
Well, such is the pressure of finals football. Cardozo probably the most likely man that you'd want in that position. Great skills again from Mendez. And I can't remember the last time we saw Pablo Cardozo miss such an important and simple, basic open goal. But that's the beauty. And that's the opportunity now for Adelaide to stay alive.
If he'd got that, Adelaide would have needed another 5.
Case of having too much time, really, for Cardozo there, boys.
Well, he just looked a little casual, didn't he? Thinking about what it could have been rather than making sure. And Branko Čulina certainly looked similar on the bench, didn't he, Steve?
Well, he'll forgive him if they get by. And sounds like Carlton is their likely opponent. Carlton knocking in 3 against Marconi at Olympic Park. Marušić gives away the foul.
And this has been the problem. The ball just too many times in the air, and it doesn't suit Adelaide. They've really got to give Mori a lot more of the ball to feet.
Veart, they do keep it on the deck this time. Day. Away from Kohler. And not quite. Perosh not under any pressure that time. Mori bursting through tackles. Mori Sabljak. And wide to Lagati. This is looking promising for Adelaide. Needs a good ball in. They rethink it. Sabljak. Lagati. Emerton comes across. Sabljak pops it high. Mori! Having a bit of trouble clearing this one, Olympic, but finally Sinozic does. It's just the kind of ball that's not working for Adelaide. The long, lofted delivery is being picked off by the defence 9 times out of 10. 2-0 scoring for Carlton, 3-0 on aggregate. To correct myself there.
And once again, Mori, 2 and 3 players tightly contesting the ball when he's got it.
Vidmar is really contributing. It's had a fine game, but somehow they need more from him. Mori. Sinozic didn't give him a lot of time.
And that's his job, and Branko will be very happy that Sinozic is doing just that. Mori just starting to have a little bit of a chat there. And that just spells that he knows he's been closely marked and having to receive the ball a little further outside the box than he'd like.
Sinozic has favoured Adelaide with that delivery. Sabljak. Gay. Oh, he's trying to nutmeg Kohler and it wasn't on. And Emerton could be away here. No, Vidmar keeps his composure. Baillie says thank you. Kemp. Not the delivery Hassell wanted. Wilson will get there. Hassell has to be careful. He's on a yellow. Lagati. It squirts in, but there's no Adelaide player there to pounce on it. Juric and Sinozic had plenty of time. Oh, Vidmar's covered some territory tonight.
Well, I don't know if there was a word from the coaches at half-time, Steve, but it certainly hasn't altered the pace of the game.
Oh, offside. Well, John Thompson-Mills, did you hear anything from the coaches at half-time? Any eavesdropping successfully done?
No, they're all pretty quiet. Zoran rarely says a word anyway. And the only thing I really noticed was the Olympic players were pretty dirty that they conceded that goal when they did. Otherwise, they were delighted.
Vidmar, the shapes to head.
Yeah, a lot of fans just quietly will be hoping that Vidmar laces up again next year. Such a quality player. Regardless of what position he's playing, he just really displays and entertains those skills so well.
There's great experience in this lineup too. I think he'd like to play in a position behind the front too, but Adelaide haven't really had the balance this season to allow them to do that.
Sabljak onto Veart. Veart lets it run. No, he doesn't. He cuts it off. Lagati loops around the right, but they put a ball in that is again sent back by Juric. They're looking frustrated, Adelaide.
Well, they've got to change the options. They're starting to be a little bit predictable and the smart defenders in Olympics defence, and there's a couple there in Baillie and Juric. Will just be waiting to get on the end of the crosses and clear them.
Adelaide have no strikers of note on the bench. Only Ivan Zelic with defender Carlo Taladura in midfield and Dongi Kim, another defender. So as far as bringing new players on, they really haven't got an option.
Well, the option I'm preferring is trying to play that ball in behind, through the middle and on the deck, and get Damian Mori involved.
Thomas looking for Emerton. Vidmar venturing up. Across to Cartwright. Now Vidmar. Will he take on Thomas? He gives to Sabljak. Sabljak gets it away from a couple. Gives Kemp some room. Oh, Sinozic there to stop Mori even getting a sniff. As soon as it comes into the air, you just feel the danger drains away.
It's even frustrating at times for commentators, I know. But
you're sitting here shaking your head, Alan.
Well, as a defender, I would have loved it. Just put the ball up in the air and you feel much more comfortable, but Mori's pace can beat just about anyone. But take nothing away from Olympic, Steve. They really are defending very, very well throughout this game. And once again, they look dangerous through this man.
Well, as soon as Olympic got that first goal, they doubled the pressure on Adelaide.
That's so important that they try and get a leg in because Emerton's fast.
Now Sinozic has fouled Mori and he gets a yellow card, and the crowd is in agreement with that. Mori was away.
And this slight problem will continue for Branko and his men. You can see that there's plenty of shirt tugging going on there both ways, but Mori was the one that got free first. And the problem is the yellow cards will mount and players may miss some finals football soon.
So can the set-piece ball unlock the Olympic defence? Baillie, too tall. Well, Lagati thought Vidmar was going to get it and vice versa. So a moment's hesitation there. But
we've talked about Adelaide in the air not having much of a threat. Claudio Pelosi has provided that quite a lot this season, but his left leg is still strapped with that hamstring problem that he's had for a few weeks now, and I think that's really taken the edge off his game.
And of course, too, John, they're missing Tome, who sometimes looms up in those dead ball situations, and his height, near 190 centimetres, is being missed. Well, Vidmar can't reach that. Walk and Emerton. Veart looks for a channel that's open. Vidmar for Cardozo. That's not a good foul.
Well, they may get through to the next stage, Olympic, but every time the cards produce, it really creates more problems for Branko. It's fantastic for Olympic fans that they've got most of their players back from what's been a long season, but the cards will be a problem.
Must try something different here. Veart, again, it's far post. Juric. And Wilson won't get there. Throw in. Kemp! Oh, what a strike and a save. Well, Perosh has earned his money tonight. Play on. Vidmar. And Mendez sneaks in like a thief. Like a break out here, Marušić. Wilson looking for Cardozo. Mori intercepts. Day's down. Pelosi's offside.
Well, this one certainly got everyone on the edge of their seats. Great save again. We've spoken about Marušić, Mendez and Emerton, but how important over the two legs have been the saves from Perosh. That's the third one that I can remember, Steve. Really, in turning point situations, he's pulled off some great saves.
Vidmar. Nice manoeuvre. Gets Adelaide going forward again. And Gerry Connolly endeavouring not to blow the whistle. and doing a good job as Wilson goes down. Emerton's onside. Only Cardozo in the box. Emerton away from one. Cardozo looking for space. And in the end, they get nothing. Oh, that was good defence.
Now, that's brilliant experience from Aurelio Vidmar. The younger player there just dived in. Emerton beats him quite simply with pace. But Vidmar's waiting for it and just jockeyed it out nicely. And I'm sure this game's gone up another cog in pace.
Oh, Day was looking for the cross ball for Pelosi, but all too easily cut out in the air. An hour gone. Still 3 goals required by Adelaide. Adelaide's 4-1 loss last week. The only time this season they've conceded 4 goals. Mori. Juric was there. Mori never with a chance to settle over the ball. Vidmar again, trying to organise the thrust. Lagati. Pelosi, Mori. Hassell, can he pull it back? No, he can't. That was over the byline, was it? A corner. Corner is given.
Well, it's quite obvious that Olympic are not happy with that decision at all. But Adelaide's starting to do what we wish they'd do. Keeping the ball on the deck as much as they could. Maybe a slight touch there, just the slightest.
Cartwright's come up, but again they struggle in the air to dominate Olympic. Hassell's calling for it on the right. Oh, Day hooks it wide and high. But they are creating a lot of chances. That's the encouraging sign. I feel if they get one goal, they might get another.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. But unfortunately, they've just really got to punish some of those. Last week it was the same. Sabljak was guilty. And on that occasion, a difficult one for Day, but he'll be disappointed that he didn't at least see the keeper make a save.
43 times now Adelaide have got it in the Olympic penalty area. Just really taking every opportunity to push forward. They're starting to take risks at the back, Adelaide. Don't have a choice, of course. Vidmar, there's no tomorrow if they don't come up with the win. Emerton doing a little bit too much. Lagati again. Perosh's ball. Marušić. Oh, Emerton's onside. The flag stayed down. This could be it. Will he make a mistake again? Oh, good goalkeeping, Cagalj. Cagalj looks at the assistant on this side. I can't believe that Emerton was onside, but he's quick. Kemp. Oh, he's trying to backheel it today, and all he's done is roll it over the line.
Well, that was such a line ball decision. As the ball was played, he was definitely in line, and that's onside.
It was a good decision, wasn't it? That's.
But the finish wasn't what he was looking for. It's great that they don't feel so important, knowing the scoreline's favouring them. But I suppose when you look at it, he could quite easily have had a hat-trick tonight, Emerton.
Well, won't he be looking forward to the Olympics? Connolly, skipper. Oh, it's there! What a goal from Mendez. Oh, that's it. That's Olympic through. Branko Čulina knows it.
Well, that is top shelf. What a way to decide the fate. Not that it hadn't been decided, but just have a look at the quality of that. Cagalj at full stretch, and that's top corner. And there's the view. He saw it, but he couldn't get there. He went with the right hand, but Mendez, what a finish.
They might have expected it from Emerton, and that's a bonus.
One of the best goals we've ever seen at Hindmarsh Stadium.
Yes, Chichi Mendez gets his 4th of the season. He scored a candidate for goal of the season at home, but away, look at the importance of that goal. Kohler. Oh, and Nathan Day's got to keep a cool head. There's no point now. Well, were Adelaide to get another 4 goals, make it 5-2, they'd still lose.
Well, it looks like the Blues against the Blues next week.
5 is the top score in an elimination final at South Melbourne. That's the record. Kemp. His 5-2 wouldn't be enough. Isn't that extraordinary? But Olympic would win on away goals. They lead at 2-1. And Thomas. They can push some numbers forward here, Olympic. Thomas away. And Mendez leaves him. He's got Marušić now. Just trying to keep on side. Mendez calling for it far post. Emerton asked to put the cross in, but it was rolled a little too far ahead of him. Kemp turns Wilson inside out. Good pace. Kemp still with a chance as Juric comes again. Kemp. Oh. Finally he's fouled.
Well, I think he deserved that.
It was a brave run, wasn't it? And a skillful one.
Just on effort alone. Just look at Kemp here. Fantastic.
And Sinozic heads it over the byline.
But once again, the high ball just not looking dangerous. Determination earned him that, if nothing else. 2 players there, he just kept battling, and in the end, he got what he deserved.
Another corner. Look, I won't worry Olympic too much. They force Adelaide to go to the air.
Adelaide may not be able to win this tie, but at least they should try and get a victory on the night. It would be good for the fans that have turned up here to support their team.
That's right, John. Still a very respectable crowd here, even if not what they were hoping. Plenty of blue shirts back. Cartwright has a swing. It didn't get enough venom in the strike.
It was a good delivery once again. Olympic first to the high ball, but this time Cartwright was in good position but couldn't quite get the power behind it.
Mori and Sinozic. And a corner.
It's been a good battle. Sinozic getting a little pat on the back there from Juric. The game's not over yet, but so far he's certainly played a very important part.
7 corners to 1 for Adelaide. Must convert one. And Perosh doesn't really get a clean look at that one. Didn't matter. 20 minutes to go. We need a goal every 4 minutes. Olympic just need to limit them to 4. Veart. Well, worth a thought, but execution had to be perfect. And from that range, wasn't wrong, really.
Well, I won't consider what option he was really thinking about there. Possibly just to bend one in at the far post for a runner, but in the end, all Mori's hard work to set Veart up was to no real benefit. And that's a great part of the game, that you can take off one of your star players, dare I say it, and get him nice and fresh for next week's final.
Norman Tome comes on for Brett Emerton.
And that's taking nothing away from Norman, because he's certainly scored a lot of goals for the club as well.
Just 2 this season, though. Maybe a slight hamstring strain there for Emerton. Certainly want to look after him.
It's just from running too fast. I never had that problem.
Scorched earth. Tome. No, Vidmar.
Donkey King getting stripped for Adelaide, so it looks like he'll be coming on soon.
All right. Very casual flick on by Mendez. Tome back to Mendez. Wilson cannot keep it in.
Well, it might be a little early for the party pieces, but it really looks good, doesn't it? Great sign of confidence for Olympic leading into the next stage of the finals.
I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that it was back in February that Adelaide last lost here. Olympic can take enormous credit out of this, not for just winning a home and away, but taking a victory from here. Marušić to Cardozo. Marušić again. They're just playing with it. Mori steams away from Mendez. Kemp. Wilson stuck an arm out and thought better of it. And a good tackle from Juric.
He's been another good positive sign for the club. The Sydney Olympic fans will be very happy to see him back and only growing with fitness and confidence at the very important time of the year too, Steve.
And a foul by Pelosi. A couple of Olympic players down. Thomas is all right.
Well, Pelosi's got to be very lucky to get away with anything here. Gerry Connolly's just about had enough.
Marušić is okay. And his name going in the book.
Well, I didn't think there was too much in that one. But certainly Pelosi was just frustrated, to put it mildly.
Brad Hassell coming off now for Adelaide.
Hassell on a yellow card. That might be part of the consideration as Kim comes on. You've certainly got to keep 11 players out there for what's left of this match, which is around 16, 17 minutes.
Certainly Brad Hassell wouldn't like to see the beginning of his season spoiled with that red card.
Olympic preparing to bring on George Goutzioulis.
All right, Goutzioulis, who started last week, made way for Sinozic this week. And Sinozic on a yellow. Perhaps he'll be the man he replaces. And Zoran Matic looks like the end of this season's campaign for him. But wonderful that he got them this far. Vidmar. Sabljak. Maybe he didn't sense Cardozo behind him. Marušić gets an offer from Thomas up the line, but goes for Mendez. There's room in midfield. Cardozo. To Wilson. Tome to help out. Handball, second time I think this match for Mendez.
Well, he's obviously not too disappointed after scoring such a brilliant goal earlier. The smiles continue between both Mendez and Gerry Connolly, which is fantastic for the game.
Tome has stolen it. Trying to get it to Thomas there. The defence remarshalled. Kemp and Mendez. Mendez wins. Some lovely touches coming from Olympic. Seem to be growing in confidence. Tome felled.
Mendez about to come off.
And Goutzioulis it'll be. Goutzioulis for Mendez. Well, assuming as we do now, Alan, that...
and he's thanking the referee and the crowd quite cheekily before he leaves the ground. What a memorable match it's been for Mendez. Great to see him back for all lovers of the game, and certainly Olympic fans overwhelmed to see him come back. A lot of people said that he wouldn't come back this season through the knee injury, Steve. But isn't it great that Branko Čulina can rest him? And what a strike it was.
Mendez, sure the only player in Australia who's played for Admira Wacker in Austria. You'd change the name of the club, wouldn't you? Oh, nearly got another one past Cagalj from the free kick. Tome was that time, was it? No, Marušić. Another
well, Cagalj must feel like one of those yellow ducks at the show. Olympic are just having great fun here. Great skill involved, but the pressure's off.
You can see the smile on Goutzioulis' face. He's just come on to the park. Enjoyed that attempt from Marušić. He takes the corner now. Or now does. Goutzioulis wins a corner on the other side, off Cartwright.
And good to see there, Steve. Gerry Connolly just reminding them not to mess around with those corner kicks and waste time. They'll be in trouble if they do. There's a lot of chat going on there, and Gerry may just get a little impatient with it all.
Marušić is ready, but he has to wait till Gerry Connolly is. Linesman on this side making sure that everyone's ready. Now they are. Only 12 or so minutes left. Pelosi now appealing for the foul, and Connolly not interested.
Well, I think there may have been a foul there, but the way Pelosi sometimes goes about receiving it doesn't entertain a lot of the officials in the game, I'm sorry to say.
Wilson away. Tome. Juric venturing into unfamiliar territory, almost to halfway. Kemp to Pelosi. He needs support. They're running out of legs, Adelaide. They're exhausted. They've given everything. Still come up short. Kemp. Oh, he's crossed it straight to Marušić.
He's had a good game though, Kemp, hasn't he? He's looked dangerous, explosive at times. Certainly won't do his future any harm with the national coach being here tonight, as we mentioned. He's been tireless and really has looked very pacey at times as well.
Did get one beautiful shot away that Perosh did ever so well to stop. Kohler. Tome. Marušić. Oh, has got it back to Tome. Goutzioulis now. Playing with such poise. There'll be some teams watching this worried about Olympics' further progression in the finals.
Yeah, that's the beauty of Olympic. Once they start to get into the rhythm, they really know how to hold that ball.
Well, if at the start of the final series, Adelaide were the team everyone was worried about, how must they feel about Olympic now?
It was such a contrast, wasn't it? Adelaide really had such great form, the best form of the last probably 8-9 weeks. Olympic would have to consider themselves on the opposite side of that and how it turns around. And that's what you need. That's what coaches try to consider themselves masters of, peaking their team in finals football. You'd have to say at this stage, Olympic looked very, very capable of that, Steve.
Mori picks up Lagati. And Sinozic away. Olympic only lost 2 of their first 14 matches. Sabljak makes his way towards the area. Perosh drops one. Oh, and still it won't drop to a foot of an Adelaide player who can shape towards goal.
It was a good delivery there because Perosh was well swarmed by a few players, and probably his first real mistake. And such is the pace. Maybe a little bit of cramp sneaking into some of those legs out there, Steve.
Adelaide force 50 visits to the Olympic penalty area, to 26 at the other end. Scored 2-1 against them.
Olympic getting ready to make another substitution. Lindsay Wilson will be the player coming off, and coming on will be Peter Zorbas.
Thanks, John. Well, Wilson had to come off late last week. He's a precious player to keep fit for the finals. Carlton, their next opponent. Juric has given Vidmar half a sniff here. Thomas Vidmar looking for the throw in. Now Gerry Connolly wants to pause in proceedings while he allows the substitution to take place. Wilson is indeed done for the evening.
Lindsay Wilson will be coming off.
And Peter Zorbas.
For Sydney, number 22, Peter Zorbas.
At his 21st birthday on the day of the 4-1 win. Might be celebrating a second time in about 7 or 8 minutes.
Well, Wilson has been suffering a little bit with niggly injuries.
Well, couldn't get a powerful header on it. Lagati it was. Off target 11 times, Adelaide. The problems of last week weren't solved tonight.
Well, it's taken 83 minutes for me for Adelaide to look dangerous at all on anything delivered high into the box.
Wilson just hobbling past me, favouring his right leg. He's got some strapping on it, so it looks like he's done himself a slight injury.
Yes, his return last week, John, was after a leg injury, so I'll be hoping the medical staff at Olympic that he's not seriously hurt again. Vidmar has to play it back and rebounds to Kohler. And then Kemp. Pelosi is available. Lovely backheel. Mori, maybe. Oh, another great save from Perosh. Oh, he's near man of the match. John Perosh.
Well, that's a good ball. The difference is that he takes that one on his chest, Pelosi. Look at the skill in the back heel, and Mori is where he loves it. Out in front, but once again, Perosh, very important save and a good one.
Come on, folks, keep making some noise here.
And Wilson will be hoping to get him fit for next week. They'll surely be part of the action. Perosh doesn't get a clean take on that, but he's been fouled by Pelosi. Well, Perosh couldn't get a game last season. behind Henderson at Northern Spirit. As we watch him fouled there by Pelosi. But hasn't Perosh's career been rejuvenated? Veart. So just a handful of minutes left. That's all that's left in the season for Adelaide City Force. A turbulent one it's been. Marušić. Tome. Still pretty fresh. On target, but Cagalj with everything behind it. Just to continue that thought about Olympics, a strange season. Only lost 2 of their first 14, but only won 3 of their last 11 prior to last week. So as you say, Alan, they came in with rather suspect form. But with the players available on their list, and they're fit. A shot from Goutzioulis saved, and Sabljak clears. Veart breezes past one, retiring Cardozo. Kemp. Veart still. Juric across. At the moment, it's sitting on 6-2 on aggregate. That's, boy, Olympic would have taken that if you'd offered it a week ago.
And once again, Baillie doing it quite comfortably, Steve, in the air.
Well, we often sing the praises of Adelaide's defence. They've only conceded 37 goals through the regular season, but Olympic were only 3 behind them. Conceded 3 more. Let me clarify that. Cartwright. Vidmar. Day. Well, there can only be one result now. A few fans starting to leave Hindmarsh. Well, Day, that's not helping anything. Kim across to Lagati. So Adelaide, when you break it down, probably, Alan, with the strongest second half of the season. That's what they can take out of these last few weeks.
Well, it's
they look forward to next year.
Absolutely. It's an absolute credit, isn't it, to Zoran Madic and his troops, because they started so poorly. They were down, languishing near the bottom of the table, which is so unlike Adelaide, and to come back from that position.
So they were bottom after round 11 and won 11 of their last 13, I think.
And actually finish above most of the teams that were dreading them finishing anywhere near the top 6.
Cartwright spoons it into the air. Not much time left, and in truth, it's getting a little scrappy towards the end. And Nathan Day again gives signs of his frustration, and Gerry Connolly, I think, wisely taking a moment to cool things down. You don't want any ugly incidents late in the match that might mean a player missing a match, or worse, an injury.
Well, it's vital for Olympic, isn't it? They've taken off a couple of key players, which is very wise. And they need to just try and play it simple from here on.
Kim hit him in the back before he found it. Mori. Today tries to turn Thomas. Thomas has fouled him.
Well, once again, it was a difficult option from Day. He tried the little back flick through the legs of Thomas. No doubt he was fouled, but gee, Olympic just really start to impress, don't they, at the important part of the season, Steve?
4 minutes of stoppages.
Thanks, John. So there's a bit of action yet. It's good Just looking at some of those positives, Alan, for Adelaide, when the emergence of Sabljak. And as you say, we hope Vidmar might saddle up again next season. Mori's had a stellar year, top goal scorer in the league. Bit of wrestling going on there. Tome thrown.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think Cagalj has been very, very good. For a young goalkeeper, he's come over and performed admirably, and he's been an important factor in the resurgence towards the end. Kemp, we've mentioned, he's had a very strong season, and he'll only get better with experience. It may not have been the real difference today. Alex won't mind me saying it, but he certainly was missed. Just his presence and his experience, but also the fact that Vidmar wasn't able to play in a more creative forward role.
Well, Branko Čulina didn't need to be Einstein to know that Mori had to be nullified. And to see that Mori's got no goals out of the 2 legs, that's a top tribute to Olympic. Vidmar. Kohler had a week to get rid of that. Lagati puts it in, hopefully again. But why bother? In the air with Juric there and Baillie. Now Tome. How tired is Cartwright? Tome, you get the shot in. Oh, another good parry. Marušić, surely. Oh, he tried to chip Cagalj in one hand, went up. Casual as you please.
Well, he's earned his money tonight, hasn't he? That's a great strike from the substitute. Cagalj parries it well, and his former teammate at Carlton there, Marušić, tries to cleverly chip him, and he probably knew that. A lot of shooting practice at training, and Krešimir, such is the skill. But nice big long arm there from Cagalj. And more action at the other end as we expect, Steve.
There's half a chance for Vidmar, but still nothing. And a minute and a half to go.
A fair amount of the crowd have stayed on, which is good too. I would have thought they'd left much earlier than this.
Well, that's a good sign of their support, isn't it, John? For as their last match here for the season, their last match altogether.
Well, the entertainment factor's certainly been there as it was last week.
And thank the commitment and skills of the players and the good surface. And a nice noisy atmosphere from the crowd. Well, they'll be disappointed, but they have been entertained. Marušić, last 60 seconds of the match. It's at the last goal as Zorbas tumbles over Veart. Zorbas again. Adelaide have had plenty of opportunities in the penalty area of Olympic. 56. It's a stat that hasn't helped them much. And the throw in. Well, Zorbas has done well. So the seconds ticking away on Adelaide's campaign. Olympic know they're through. They've got to deal with Carlton. And it'll be in Melbourne, of course. Carlton finishing higher up the table. Carlton coming in third. They win the right to host that playoff. More challenge perhaps from Adelaide City as Kim comes forward. Cardozo. Tome. No. Not the finish he can sometimes produce. Gerry Connolly checks his watch once more. He's played a little more than the 4 minutes of stoppage as we were expecting. But now he's had enough. And Olympic can delight in 2 wonderful performances. They've won home and away. 4-1 last week, 2-1 this week. Branko Čulina, the triumphant coach. Congratulations to him and his squad. They move on. But congratulations also to a Also to a game, Adelaide City force. A little bit of untidy behaviour down on the sideline. Mendez wanting to have something to say to Mori. But we can give you the final score and the news that Olympic are through. 2-1 winners in Adelaide, 4-1 last week. Wilson and Mendez their scorers today. Pelosi for Adelaide. Final score at Hindmarsh. Adelaide 1, Olympic 2.